societies?
Ma'am, you give me the comparison between public and private companies. I have made a PPT.
No, I did not say that. No, Nandana. This was an open assignment to the entire class. I did not assign this to anyone. I said this, everyone has to do it. I never said this is for anyone.
No, I was talking about the topics that you allotted a few days back.
That is a different issue. That is a different issue. That we are starting with joint stock companies. We can always take up in that. But this, I said, it is an open topic. Everyone has to read about the frauds of. I cannot give all the topics separately. There are certain common topics as well, which have to be done from the websites it's only. Anyone who has done about the frauds of cooperative societies? Okay, Yashika, have you done about any of the types of cooperative society? Except anyone has done Amul?
Ma'am, I have done.
Amul.
Ma'am, I have
Anyone
done
else?
Mother Dairy.
Okay, anyone else? What happened, Naman? What happened? Where's the assignment? He joined. Yes, he joined. I marked him present. What happened today? Yes, Yashika, you can start. Then we'll start with the
Okay,
next
ma'am.
topic. And please, when I say frauds of cooperative society, that means it has to be read by all the students at your own level, and then it has to be discussed in the class. So tomorrow we'll give first 10-15 minutes for the frauds of cooperative societies. When you're reading about it, there has to be something extra done with that. All right? So, okay,
Ma'am,
Yashika, you can.
shall I start?
Yes, you're presenting or.
Yes, ma'am, I'm presenting. I have a PPT done with me.
Okay, Amohit, next is your turn.
Yes, ma'am.
Ma'am, is my screen visible?
Yes.
So, ma'am, I have done a cooperative society, which is Mother Dairy. This presentation consists of five major topics. First, what Mother Dairy is. Then, history of Mother Dairy. How did it came into existence? What is the current status of Mother Dairy? How is it working? What are the awards won by Mother Dairy, and what are the future aspects or aims which Mother Dairy is planning to launch? It's about new products. First, Mother Dairy is a fruit and vegetable private limited company. It cooperative society, and it manufactures and sells milk products, and edible products. It includes ice cream, paneer, ghee under this brand. It also sells edible oils, fresh fruits, vegetables, frozen vegetables, and processed fruits, food like juices, jams, pickles, and it came into existence in year 1974 under the subsidiary of National Dairy Development Board. Mother Dairy, as I said,
Um,
it came into.
Yashika, um, is
Yes,
it
ma'am.
written wholly owned subsidiary?
Yes,
Is it?
ma'am.
Okay. Did you read about when you came across this word that what is a
No,
wholly
ma'am.
owned subsidiary?
Yes, ma'am. I had a major doubt in this because I didn't got what is this.
Okay.
That's
Okay.
what I wanted to ask you.
No problem. We'll do it.
So, ma'am, this Mother Dairy came into existence in year 1974. It was an initiative taken under the Operation Flood. It is the world's biggest dairy development program launched to make India a milk sufficient nation. Over many years, it has made market leadership position for itself in branded milk segment in Delhi and NCR through a network of its retail channels, different types of booths, Safal and Safal FFP, FNV are the first companies of Mother Dairy, which organizes fruits and vegetables as a business in India. Ma'am, Mother Dairy currently manufactures and sells milk products and milk products, including different other edible oils, processed food like fruit juices, jams, to meet the daily requirements of every household. It has created a market leadership so that in India, every state has is milk sufficient because it is the daily need. It has also expanded in the region of north, south, east, and west with its offering of milk and its products through a few companies, which is sorry, ma'am, sorry for the disturbance,
No
ma'am.
problem.
For them, the major aim is to provide the quality products to the customers and ensure quite lower rates, because as I talked with my mother, so she said that uh, that Mother Dairy was the one which cut the cost,
Hmm.
cut their cost so that it's affordable. They are installing high-tech automatic machines to ensure proper uh, quality and safety of the products with hygiene. Ma'am, one of the companies, Safal, it is the market leader in organized fruits and vegetables retail business and operates number of F&B stores in Delhi. The corporate tagline of the latest brand is "Happy Food, Happy People," which captures the essence of what the company stands for, because their major aim is to provide proper quality and good quality of food, which is the needs of the common people, and it is offering pure and hygienic the public. Mother Dairy has recognized the second best in FMGC industry and has been ranked at 39th position among top uh, India's top 100 best companies to work. Ma'am, these are the following awards, which is one from 2017 to 19 by Mother Dairy. Ma'am, with the 2019 awards, I have put a Amul portfolio graph for the comparative study, we can say. Ma'am, the future aspects of Mother Dairy is that it's announced to launch three varieties of bread in Delhi, which are brown bread, sandwich bread, milk, and fruit bread. The company will expand its reach from new products after the response of first phase, which is under 1800 stores in Delhi, which will retail the new category. Ma'am, 5,000 crore worth is bread market. Mother Dairy is looking at 100 crore business for now, as the category is very competitive. The newly launched bread portfolio in available in four SKUs: sandwich bread 500 grams pack. Ma'am, these are the following rates in which Mother Dairy is planning to launch their bread, which will be affordable, because ma'am, at now the white bread rate must be approx 40 rupees and
Okay.
brown bread is much higher. Thank you, ma'am, for the opportunity. And
Yeah, Shikha, and this is called actually research. So for Vedant and for Rhythm, I'll just give you a small introduction. What are we actually doing? Actually, we are the first chapter which we studied Rhythm and Vedant. Are you there in the class, both of you?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Vedant, what we were studying was in the first chapter, obviously, when it is a subject named as a business studies. So, the first chapter was nature and purpose of business. What is actually the definition of business, the nature of business, what are the activities involved in business, and what are the various objectives of business. This is what we started in chapter number 1. In chapter number 2, which is presently going on, which will take another 2 weeks, and we are doing it since last 2 weeks also. So what are we studying in this? How can business be done in different forms of organizations? Like business can be done as a sole proprietor, a single person can run the business. Then it can be run as by a Hindu undivided family, by a partnership, by cooperative society. Now we have finished with cooperative society. This was an activity which we were doing with cooperative societies, and now we have to start with
May I
joint stock
present?
companies. Yes, Mohit, you can present. So Yashika presented with Mother Dairy. She used the word wholly owned subsidiary. Now, what is a wholly owned subsidiary? Wholly owned subsidiary means that the parent company holds 100% equity shares in the wholly owned subsidiary. When one company holds the entire 100% equity shares in another company, the second company is called an wholly owned subsidiary of the first one. Right? Am I clear? This will be coming in your further chapters as well. Is it
Is it
clear?
visible?
Ye- yes, it is clear, but is the definition of wholly owned subsidiary clear with everyone?
Yes,
Yashika,
ma'am.
is
Yes,
it
ma'am.
okay?
Ma'am, is it visible?
Yes, Mohit, it is visible.
Ma'am, some information about Amul. Kerala District Milk Union Limited, renamed to Amul, which full form is Anand Milk Union Limited, is an Indian dairy cooperative society based at Anand in Indian state of Gujarat, formed in 1946 through the efforts of Tribhuvan Das Patel. Amul's foundation was a significant contribution to white revolution in India, which made the country the world's largest producer of milk and milk products. It is a based cooperative brand managed by the cooperative body the Gujarat Cooperative Milk Marketing Federation Limited (GCMMF). History of Amul. In 1946, under the inspiration of Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel and guidance of leaders like Morarji Desai and Tribhuvan Das Patel, farmers of Karai district formed their own cooperative. This cooperative, the Karai District Cooperative Milk Producers Union Limited, began with just two village dairy cooperative societies and 247 liters of milk, and is today better known as Amul Dairy. Amul grew from strength to strength. The important factors for the success of Amul were the farmers owned the dairy, their elected representatives managed the village societies, they employed the professionals to operate the dairy and manage the business. Most important, the cooperatives were sensitive to the needs of farmers and responsive to their demands. This is the story of Amul. And this all started with a revolution. Paulson, uh, who used to first take the milk from the farmers and then marketed it, he used unfair trade practices, so farmers revolted. And due to this revolution, Amul came into existence. When the cooperative was known as the Karai Milk District Cooperative Union Milk Producer Union. In 1949, Verghese Kurin joined Amul, who is known as the milkman of India. White Revolution. During the White Revolution, the success of Amul resulted in White Revolution. This made India the largest milk producing nation in the world. Before and after Amul. Before Amul, India was served milk deficient country and used to import milk. But thanks to Amul, India became a milk surplus country and exports milk to many countries. Amul is not owned by a single person but by 3.6 million milk producers of Gujarat. In 1965, the National Dairy Development Board was set up with the basic objective of re- replicating the Amul model. Dr. Kurin was chosen to head the institute as its chairman and asked to replicate this model throughout the country. The Amul model has helped India emerge as the largest producer in the world. Now, this is the process what Amul did. Now, we take milk from the producers, then they go to the village cooperative society, and then it's go to the manufacturing sector in district cooperative. Then under the state marketing facility, it goes to the consumer.
So this is what I shared with you, right, Mohit?
Yes, ma'am. Mission of Amul. It is the apex organization of dairy cooperatives of Gujarat, popularly known as Amul, which aims to provide remuneration returns to the farmers and also serve the interest of the consumers by providing quality products which are good value for money. Advertisements of Amul. Amul being a cooperative society, it makes posters and ads on current topics also to aware people, like here India vaccination and
So
exit the dragon.
what objective are they fulfilling, Mohit, when they make it on the current situations and in order to bring awareness amongst the people? What objective are
And
they
they are
fulfilling?
social objectives
See, all
towards
the
the nation.
chapters are interconnected. That is how you find out how are they connected. You have to talk about when you're doing a research, you can talk about what factors you have studied, what are the various risks which Amul has, or how does with which insurance companies are they insured with. That is how you can do your research, or how are they fulfilling their social objective, economic objective, and as well as human objective will be very important. That is how are they taking care of their employees actually, what benefits and remunerations they are giving to their employees. So for next time, you can always relate like this. Yes, Mohit.
Products of Amul. And there are
Uh,
many products. Amul produces a lot of milk products. In past 4 years, it has launched 101 new products. Some of the products are as follows. Amul milk, UST milk, Amul camel milk, Amul gold, Amul taza, bread spread, cheese, paneer, beverage drinks, Amul ice cream, ghee, chocolates, Amul Pro, and Mithai Mate. And this is camel milk, and this what you are talking about: haldi, honey, tulsi, ginger.
hmm.
Exports by Amul. GCMMF, under which the Amul comes, and is India's largest exporter of dairy products. It has become it has been accorded a trading house. And the major export products are Amul Gold Milk, Amul Taza, Amul Pure Ghee, Amul Fresh Cream, Amul Flavored Milk, Buttermilk, Amul Butter, Amul Srikhand, Amul Cheese, and Amul Ice Cream. And these are some of the countries of the world
Major
which
products.
Amul export.
These are the countries where the products are exported.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So please,
Ma'am,
students, have a look when they're exporting. So when we are in further chapters, we are going to even talk about what are the modes, how are they sending it. When they're sending it obviously by ship, that is through the medium of sea, then how are they covering up their risk? That is marine insurance policy. We are going to read in further chapters. This is where it is going to be beneficial. Okay. Thank you, Mohit.
turnover by Amul, ma'am, from 1994 to 2020 in millions. You can see the list. Here we can see that Amul turnover in 2018-2019 was 33,150 crores. Ma'am, expected turnover for 2019-20 was 40,000 crores, but it reached to 38,550 crores. Milk cooperatives in Gujarat 18, dairy farmers 36 lakh, village level milk societies are 18,600, milk procurement in 2018-19 per day was 230 lakh liters, but the capacity is 280 liters. And in next some years, its capacity is going to be increased by 120 lakh liters. Number of plants in and outside Gujarat are 84, and fresh investment by 2025 will be 5,000 crores. And then it's over. Industry is a food processing founded in 1946, 75 years ago. Founder Tribhuvan Das Patel, headquarters Anand, Gujarat, India. Area served worldwide. Key person is Rupindra Singh Sodhi, ma'am. Yes, this is Rupindra Singh Sodhi.
Okay.
Products are daily products. Revenue collected is 38,550 crores. Members are 1,000 marketing arms, and number of producer members are 36 lakh. And the number of village society.
Thank you, Mohit. Great work. Really to be appreciated. Very nice, Mohit.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mohit. So, anyone else? Yes, Netik. So, Rhythm and Vedant, could you little get it after listening to Amul? Amul is a cooperative society. Cooperative societies are those societies which work for the welfare of the people, welfare of the members. Their main motive is not the personal profit for themselves. Their main motive is not to earn profit for themselves. That is for the welfare of the entire people, all the members who are joined that cooperative society. So please once read it and then you can always contact me. I'll forward you the worksheets. Tomorrow we are all going to discuss with the worksheets 2.1, 2, 3, and please don't miss that, everyone. Yes, Natik.
Yes, ma'am.
Natik and Nandana, you both are, because all the students are not joining in, which I have repeatedly been putting in the group, and I think the parents should pay attention to that. Now, Natik, you have not given any presentation in the class because where only few students are coming, I have to give allot the topics again to these students. So, please, Nandana and Natik, start presenting, do your presentation by tomorrow, surely. Okay, is the screen visible with everyone?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, because you did not talk about the frauds of cooperative societies, I'll have to start the next, which was supposed to be I was supposed to start it on Thursday, but because you people did not do your work, so I'm starting it today. And I did not get a reply from Naman today. Why didn't he do his work? Naman. Now, have you heard about the term? See, what happened, Naman, today? He's always an early riser. Okay, now sorry. Now, yes, Naman, what happened with your work? If not Amul, you should have done Lijjat Papad, and nobody tried to do even IFCO. So by tomorrow, but let's not make it. Then it is going to interrupt in joint stock companies, which is again a big topic. So by tomorrow maximum we'll finish off with frauds. Frauds, please don't make presentations, students. At least read few articles, gather few articles, and we'll just talk about it, right? Everyone, just
Yes,
find
ma'am.
out of the just do your research. हम सिर्फ 5-10 minutes we'll talk about the frauds of cooperative societies, right? Now, have you heard about joint stock companies? Have you ever listened to this term? Joint stock companies. Okay, okay. If not joint stock, you might have heard the term companies.
Yes,
Okay.
ma'am.
So in your everyday life, you are buying a lot of products which are big brand companies, or the products which are sold by big companies, even if from your mobile phones, from your cars, bikes, your certain eatable products, your shoes, your t-shirts, your clothing sector. So you can just have a look. Zara, Benetton, Reliance for the girls, even SAIL, GAIL, that is Steel Authority of India Limited, Gas Authority of India Limited, Life Insurance Corporation, Vodafone, Idea, Airtel, the Reliance, LG, Samsung, Morphy Richards. Have you ever wondered what type of organizations are these? Are they all these organizations working as sole proprietorships? Are they working under Hindu undivided family, partnership, or cooperative societies? Have you ever noticed or have you ever wondered about this? How do these companies they work? Do they work as sole proprietors? Can they work as sole proprietors?
No, ma'am.
Why? What is the reason why these companies cannot work as sole proprietors?
Because these companies are very big. They have their services in worldwide. A sole proprietor cannot manage all.
So their services are not only available in one country, their services are available in many parts of the world. So that is one factor. What is other reason that they cannot work as sole proprietors? So countries
Requires so much capital.
come again. I think it's Nandana. Yes, Nandana.
Ma'am, it requires so much capital.
Require so much.
And a
Capital.
sole proprietor has to give its own money as the capital, but companies take public's money as
So
capital.
So the benefit with these joint stock companies is not all joint stock companies, but the public limited companies has the benefit that they are taking investment from the public. That is, the shareholders are investing in the company. Yes. What else? What else? Any other point where you can differentiate between these companies and sole proprietorship and partnership?
Ma'am, company is a separate legal entity.
So the best benefit these companies they get is it's a sole proprietorship. Oh, sorry, I'm so sorry. So that it is a separate legal entity. Now,
And
if
companies have limited liability, I think.
yes, when it is a separate legal entity, so that means it is a perpetual succession. That means obviously it becomes even a limited liability. That means their personal pockets or personal assets are not liable. But I am repeatedly saying one more thing, like earlier I had said, there is one concept which is called lifting the corporate veil, which we are not going to study it, but there is one way by which Supreme Court came to a conclusion by which it said that in a company, a corporate veil, that is the middle partition which is there by secret legal entity, it can be lifted, and the personal assets, only in few cases, the personal assets of the person can be made liable, but not in all the cases. So maybe little we'll discuss about that while we are doing this chapter, and rest you will be studying when you take up your studies further for your higher studies. Now talking about how did these companies come into existence in India. So the entire legislation, if you referred even to the cooperative societies, even if you refer to the Partnership Act, they were all these enactments were made during the period of British rule. Now, even the company legislation in India, it owes its entire origin to the English companies. English companies were the first which came into existence, and what happened? Whichever companies Act came in England, on the same pattern, on the same basis, the same enactment was made in India later. but according to the needs and requirements and according to the time period that was going on in India. So the Companies Act, which has been passed from time to time in India, have been following the English Companies Act with certain modification to suit Indian conditions. So if we go back, which were the earlier enactments, then it was from the 1850. The enactment was called Registration of Joint Stock Companies 1850. And then the entire law was amended and the new law came into existence. That was in the year 1857, and that was called Joint Stock Companies Act 1857. Then again, you can say a new enactment came into being in England, and on the same pattern, the Indian Companies Act 1866, then Indian Companies Act 1913. The Companies Act 1956 came into being in 1956. That was the act, the Major Companies Act 1956, which we had been following all these years, unless this amendment of this Companies Act in 2013 came into being. So presently, all the companies, they are governed by the Companies Act 2013. That means they have to follow the rules and regulations or the provisions which are given in the Companies Act 2013. Now the question arises, what are actually joint stock companies? Now pay attention, student. This is again a lengthy topic of this chapter, which is going to take another 2 weeks. Although little lengthy, and it's not difficult, but because it's little lengthy, sometimes it gets a little monotonous, but you have to pay attention to all it. Now, what is a company? Company is a business organization. It is considered to be the most suitable for organizing activities on a large scale. If you noticed, in a sole proprietorship, you cannot carry on a large scale business. Even in a partnership where the partners are personally liable, their assets are personally liable, unlimited liability is there, they cannot carry out a very large scale business because they have a risk involved, that and they're scared of expansion as well. It has the advantage of attracting huge capital from the public. This is the reason that they can do these large scale activities. Just excuse me, students. Now, if we talk about the definition which was given by Chief Justice Marshall, now he says a joint stock company is an artificial person. When I do this definition, that means I'm doing even the features with you. The first important feature of a joint stock company, it is an artificial person. It is not a person which can be seen like we human beings. It is not a person whom we can touch and hear. It is an artificial person. It is invisible. It is intangible. It is existing only in the eyes of law. This is what the definition was given by Chief Justice Marshall, who was a justice in US. While deciding one of the cases, he gave this definition. He said it is an artificial person, invisible. We cannot see it, we cannot touch it, we cannot hear it. It is intangible and existing only in the eyes of law. That is, it is registered only by under law where we cannot see it or hear it anyways. Being a mere creation of law, it possesses only those properties which the charter of its creation confers upon it. So it says, because it has been created by law, it has been created like the present companies are created by Companies Act 2013. So it gets only those properties, it gets only those features, or it gets only those powers which the law or the enactment confers upon it, and it cannot, like in a sole proprietorship. All the major decisions or all the major powers are in the hands of a sole proprietor. So they are free in that case. Now, is the definition by Chief Justice Marshall clear with everyone?
Yes.
Okay. Now, taking up the definition given by Chief Justice Lindley, He says joint stock company is meant as an association of many persons. It is an association of many persons. Now, in a sole proprietorship, it's a single person. Partnership, maximum 20 or 50 persons. But here it is an association of many persons who contribute money. Now, what have the persons who have associated together, what have they done? They have each contributed money. Now, you might be thinking this happened even in the case of cooperative society. What is the difference now? Now, even in a cooperative society, the people contributed money. Or monies. Now, see, the difference is going to come in the next lines. Or money is worth to a common stock and employed for some common purpose. Now, they are going to put the entire money which has been collected for a common stock, for a common reason. That means it has to be utilized for the purpose which has been laid down by the companies. And then it is used for that particular purpose. That means the aim or the purpose for which the money of the people is going to be used or the persons is going to be used must be clear in a case of company. Now, if we see the definition, what has been given by the law, is it clear till now here, everyone?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes,
Now,
ma'am.
now the definition of company is given under section 2. Section 2, sub clause 20 of Companies Act 2013. In very simple terms, it just lays down that a company incorporated under this act. Incorporated under this act means act concept, the Companies Act 2013. So a company which is registered under this act or under any previous company law is considered a company. So even a company which is registered under Companies Act 1956, that will be considered a company. Even if there is a company which is in existence, which is registered under 1913 Act, that will be considered a company. Even if there is any company which is registered by earlier enactments, that will also have the legal company status. It's not that the new company law's definition says, even by the new company definition, you cannot unregister or you cannot say that the old companies which have been registered in under old laws, they will no longer be legal. No, it says all those companies which are registered under this present law or the earlier enactments, they're all companies. So this definition only states one important requisite, that it must be registered. And then how is it to be registered? The procedure of its registration has been laid under the Companies Act 2013. So the main advantage or the main prerequisite that they have to fulfill is they have to register themselves according to the law, according to the procedure laid down. Now, talking about the features of joint stock company, is the time over for the class today?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So tomorrow, 5-10 minutes we will give for the frauds of cooperative society. Then we are going to start with the features of joint stock company with very important cases which have been already decided by the Supreme Court. And this is how we are going to do the explanation part of the features of cooperative societies. So I'll take up the features tomorrow. So for the time being, I say goodbye to everyone. And please do your work. And Vedant and Rhythm, you can contact me anytime you want after your classes, right? Till 8 o'clock, you can contact me. Anyone, any doubt with joint stock companies? although this topic has just started. Anyone?
No,
No,
ma'am.
ma'am.
Okay. Goodbye, everyone. Thank you. Naman, in the beginning of the class, I said if you see the plan of action, what I have made the fortnight plan of action, I was supposed to start joint stock companies on Thursday. Today's day I had given on for, I thought that all the students will give
Fraud.
presentation. And then I thought for Tuesday I will take up the worksheets. So, but then when the students were not ready, I had to start with joint stock companies. So, preferably, I want everyone to start. Nothing major was done. That is, I was just scolding everyone that you did not do your work. Nothing major.
And the PPT, I have to share it with you.
Yes, definitely, definitely. That is the record I keep of your activities. I have already marked you that what you and Mohit presented, but I must have a record that how you presented and what was the research which was done by you.
Ma'am,
Definitely, you have to share.
and do I also have to send you the PDF?
PDF of what, Rhythm?
Ma'am, this activity.
Rhythm, you can just go through it. I will not prefer you to make on Amul. You can take up another cooperative society, but then we will be discussing it on Saturday. Then we can keep a Saturday off for if the students have the presentation, or I can always assign you a new topic in the new chapter.
Okay, ma'am.
On the companies, I'll give you maybe the public limited company, maybe any Indian company or a multinational company. We can assign you Rhythm and Vedant.
Okay, ma'am.
So it's every student was given a topic on which they had to give a presentation. So you'll be given a topic as well, on the condition you are regular.
Okay, ma'am.
So you're a DPS student.
Yes, ma'am.
So let's hope for the best to see you in the class. Okay, everyone. Thank you. And Rhythm, you can contact me after reading your first chapter for the doubts.
Okay, ma'am. Sure.
Okay, everyone.
Ma'am,
Thank you.
which book do I prefer for?
It's Poonam Gandhi. It's Poonam Gandhi. I'll just send you the. There were 3 worksheets and 2 PPTs which were forwarded to the students for chapter number 1. I'll just forward you. I'll just save your number once. And then I'll forward you. Let me just see. In that, I have already mentioned. Till now, there is no syllabus which is being omitted. Yes, your number is there with me. Yeah, there is no syllabus which has been omitted by CBSE. We are still waiting for CBSE's rationalized syllabus, which will be out by end of July this month. Let's see. But till now, we are covering up everything what is there in NCRT and Poonam Gandhi. It
Okay.
is Poonam Gandhi is the book which has to be taken on.
Okay.
Right?
Bye, ma'am.
Okay. Thank you. Bye.